Alright, you ready? Not you. Where are we going?
Vroom vroom.
Beep beep.
Oh hey, you're here.
Hello, Governor.
Sup, dog? I'm Martin Luther King, Jr.
Very nice to meet you. I am John Winston Lennon.
Nice to meet you too. My real first name is Michael, though. All my brothers call me Martin, though.
That's cool. Are you referring to all of your black friends?
No, I'm referring to my actual brother, Alfred Daniel King. I also have an older sister named Willie Christine King. Do you have any siblings?
Oh, I see. No, I was an only child. My parents were Fred and Julia, but they separated when I was young. My Aunt Mary Smith is the one who raised me. So, not to be rude, but how old are you?
I was born on January 15th, 1929, and that means I would be 82. Some guys shot me while I was in Memphis, on the balcony of my motel, in 1968. I think his name was James Earl Ray, or something. How old are you?
This is a good song, by the way. I wrote it. I am so sorry to hear that. I was born on October 9th, 1940 in Liverpool, England. That'd make me like 71 or something. But I was also shot, surprisingly. It was in New York City in 1980. Some guy named Mark David Chapman came up to me, asked me to sign some book, and then shot me right in front of my house.
That's just terrible. So, Johnny, were you educated?
Yeah, I went to Quarry Bank High School, and then later Liverpool College of Art. What about you?
I went to a segregated public high school. It was very hard since I'm black. But I still graduated at the age 15. Next Next I went to Morehouse College and got my BA. After that, I went to Crozer Seminary in Pennsylvania.
Well, that sounds like a lot of schooling, mate.
Indeed. I ain't even done yet, though. The reason I went to the seminary is because my grandfather and father were pastors. Not to brag, but I was the class president. After that, I graduated from Boston University, completing my doctorate and my degree in 1955.
Well, that is very impressive, sir. So, do you have any family of your own?
Yes. On June 18th, 1953, I married Coretta Scott. We had 3 children named Yolande Dennis, Martin Luther III, Dexter, and Bernice Albertine.
That's precious. My first wife was Cynthia Powell, but I cheated on her with Yoko Ono, and when she found out, we got a divorce. At first I regretted it, but I realized that I loved Yoko way more, and she was cooler. We married in 1969. What kind of things did you do to support your family?
Well, I worked as a pastor in the Baptist church, but I also was also a worker for the Civil Rights Movement. I always believed that blacks and whites should be equal.
Oh yes, I was a big supporter of the civil rights also. Actually, for my honeymoon with Yoko, instead of going somewhere cool, we had a bed-in a hotel in Amsterdam to promote world peace. We invited the press into our room to watch us lay in bed and talk about peace all day. But anyways, you were around when Rosa Parks refused to move at the back of the bus, weren't you?
That sounds like it would be pretty fun, actually. I wish I would have thought of that. But yes, I was there. That drew a lot of attention to the rights movement. I organized a bus boycott with Mr. E.D. Nixon and many of the blacks in Montgomery after that. This also helped bring attention to the movement.
Wow, you are very brave. I bet you received a bunch of threats for all that.
Yes, I received many threats, orally and physically. One time a white man threw a bomb at my house. Luckily, no one was hurt, but it was a very scary experience. What did you do after graduating college?
Well, I've always been big into music. I can play many instruments like the guitar, piano, harmonica, organ, and 6-string bass. I was also a pretty good singer. But anyways, my first band was called the Quarrymen, and that eventually turned into the Beatles. I'm sure you've heard of them.
No, I never have.
We're kind of a big deal. Don't interrupt me. Some people even said we were more popular than Jesus. Anyways, we started in the early 1960s, so by the end of the decade we split up. This is when my solo career started, and I was inducted into the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1994.
Well, that is very interesting. I think I may have heard of them before. Not real sure, I don't think so though. You guys don't sound too good. How was your solo career?
Well, my solo career started around 1970, as I said before. My first album I made was called Plastic Ono Band, and it was a big hit. And then after that I came out with my next album called Imagine. This album became an anthem for anti-war movements. Both of these were very popular. However, I did have a few other ones too, but they weren't as well known. So what were some memorable things that happened during your lifetime?
Well, there were many wars during my lifetime. Those are all very memorable. I don't remember much in World War II, but I do remember the Korean and Vietnam Wars. They were both scary wars, especially all of the communism scares that were going around during the Korean War.
Oh yes, that was no fun, I'm sure. I was too young to remember World War II or the Korean War, but I do remember the Vietnam War. I am not a fan of wars. I'm a pacifist. During the Vietnam War, I wrote a single called Merry Xmas, War is Over. And for advertisement, I put up billboards in 12 cities around the world saying, war is over if you want. I had a dream that we would one day have world peace. Did you have any dreams?
Whoa, that's funny you say that. I had a dream once. I shared it with thousands of people at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C.
That must have been nerve-wracking in front of so many people.
Not really. I'm used to talking in big groups of people and preaching.
Yeah, I enjoyed singing in front of large groups. But going up and telling my thoughts and opinions would be very hard for me. Well, anyways, here we are.
Where's here?
Hooters!
Oh, sweet. I love boobies.
Me too! That's terrible. And
Cut.
done. Let's stop.
She's not stopping.
I know.